Readers Entertainment Radio presents Booklights with your host, author Lisa Kessler. Booklights, where we're shining a light on good books.
Why, hello, everyone. It's the last day of February. How can this be? This strange time where it drags on and then it's gone. I just can't figure it out. But anyway, for our final show in Valentine's month, we have my personal favorite, paranormal romance. Woohoo! Today we have author J.E. McDonald with us, and she is a Canadian author. If you haven't read her yet, you're in for a big treat, and I will read her bio here so you can get to know her. J.E. McDonald was born and raised in Saskatchewan, Canada, the land of the living skies. As a child, she was either searching the clouds for identifiable shapes or stargazing way past her bedtime. She cut her teeth watching Star Trek, James Bond movies, and reading the Harlequin novels her mother left in the bathroom, which resulted in an extremely skewed sense of sex education by age 11. All of these factors contribute to her love of writing rom-coms with a paranormal twist, romantic suspense, and far future romance. You can find out more at her website, and I did put a link to her website right there on Blog Talk if you are listening live or listening later. Be sure to click that. You can check out her blog and all the books that are coming, and also sign up for her newsletter. So be sure that you take some time to do that. And I don't want to delay anymore. Are you there, J.E.?
Yes, I'm here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. So you have a book that's up for pre-order right now, and it comes out, I was going to say it comes out next month, but that's like tomorrow. So can you tell everybody why they should go pre-order it right now?
I would love to. This is a new series for me. It's a shifter series. It's going to be a trilogy. It starts off kind of revolving around two sisters who are kidnapped by an unknown entity, and one escapes and one doesn't. And we follow in the first book the one who escapes and how she's basically parachutes into the Canadian wilderness and finds a cabin with a recluse grizzly bear shifter. And it's very steamy. It has an element of mystery to it. Action adventure, and then it carries over, and we find out in the next book, which will release in October, her sister's story, who didn't escape from the assailants.
Oh, so in Captive Wilderness, is the heroine a shifter too, or is she human?
She is. She's a bobcat shifter from Detroit, and she's so with my lore that I've created, she hasn't grown up around many shifters. So she's kind of discovering, besides like her mom and her sister, they're the only ones that really she knows as shifters. So she's discovering herself in a different way when she meets up with this grizzly bear shifter, and she goes into heat while she's there. So hence the spice. Yeah.
Oh no. So I write shifters as well, but mostly like werewolves. But I'm wondering, did you have fun making up your lore for like grizzly bear shifters and when they shift? I assume it's not full moon. I mean, how do your shifters work? Can they shift at will?
They shift at will. So it's not connected to the moon like most wolves. If I continue on with the series, I might have wolves, but right now this trilogy won't.
Okay.
And it was really fun. I researched a lot of just the regular animals' habits, and I wanted to really integrate that with the human element. And in this particular story, the grizzly bear shifter, he actually lives alone. Because he is what they consider rabid, where if he does shift, he loses his sense of self and becomes totally bear. So he, in order to keep people safe from harm, he moved into the middle of nowhere. And that's a lot of his journey through the book, is struggling with this other shifter who he's obviously has an attraction with, and they're put into the kind of an impossible situation where he's trying to maintain control, but also the danger of having people after her.
Love it. And with your bear shifters, so they have, I guess what I'm wondering is, you called him a rabid bear shifter. Did he get bitten so he can't, if he shifts, he'll stay a bear forever? Or how did you come up with that kind of lore?
Yeah, so it's not like he's bitten. It's just more of like a genetic thing. I do mention that his father lives permanently as a bear, and who had like totally turned to the bear side of himself, and a grandfather who was put down by the town, who couldn't control himself while he was shifting, so was doing people harm. So yeah, it's not like a rabid as in rabid like we would term animals rabid, like not sort of that. Is more of a genetic trait.
Oh, okay. In his family, they like to stay bears.
Well, his father, that's problems, but I don't go further than that to explain the medicalness of it. I just made up a word.
I know what you mean. It's fun. I love reading paranormal romance and shifters specifically, not just because I write them, but I enjoy seeing how everyone takes their own twist. When you read a shifter book, you expect that there's going to be shifting, and there's going to be, maybe heightened senses or some instincts that humans don't have. And it's always interesting to me to see how other authors weave in different things where I'm like, oh my gosh, that was a great idea. Like, does your bear shifter, does he hibernate? Is he slow in the winter? Any of that kind of stuff?
I didn't get him to hibernate. No, I skipped over that part, but I did. Yeah, it was fun to research what bears did, especially like mating rituals, that sort of thing, and how they form family groups. Was really interesting how they make their homes and that sort of thing. But I didn't do the hibernation. I guess just because that was more of a human thing.
So what is a bear mating ritual? Do they do a dance? I didn't know bears had something special.
So, like, the interested male will kind of like circle, like kind of like make a smaller and smaller area towards the female, and then like so kind of tentatively, I guess, and then when she doesn't tell him to buzz
when
off,
she doesn't run,
then there's gripping of the jaw onto the shoulder. It's, I don't know how much I should go into this actually, but
no, that's good. I just wondered if they did like a strange dance like lizards and things, but that's cool.
Oh.
That's very cool. Were you able to work that into the book?
I did a little bit. Yeah, I made it a little bit different just because, I mean, it's paranormal romance and I can. But yeah,
right.
The essence of it was there. Yeah.
Very cool. And you said it's going to be a trilogy?
It is, yes. So the next one will be October, and then the one following that will be spring of 2023.
Very cool. You said when you wrote the book, did you, I haven't asked you yet if you're a pantser or a plotter, but was there a big scene in the book that was a surprise to you? What was your favorite part of writing that book?
That's a good question. It's really interesting. I don't know if this answer is actually answering your question. You might have to ask it again once I go on this little bit of a tangent. But when I first got the idea for this book, I was up north in Saskatchewan, and there were planes. There's always like little planes, and there was forest fires. So there's water bombers, and I was thinking about what if someone I was sitting on the beach watching the water, and I was like, what if someone just plopped out of a plane and had no clue where they were when they when they fell, well, obviously with the parachute, and were dropped in northern Saskatchewan, and that was the seed. And the first quarter of the book kind of popped into my head after that, up until, like, I knew it was going to be shifters. I knew it was going to be a grizzly bear. I knew it was going to be someone displaced from their home. And then actually, it's funny because you just asked about mating rituals. I remember seeing, like, her running, being scared, but also, like, not scared. And that scene probably was like the first arc that I saw. And so I was kind of, when I was writing, really, really waiting to get to that scene where you weren't sure if he had control over his bear because he had just protected her from her assailants. And she was like, they'd bonded some, but she was very nervous as to where his human side was while he was a bear. So that scene was really a good push for that first quarter of the book, for me to write. Did that answer that? I'm not sure.
No, I think so. I think it did. So this isn't your first series of books. We were talking before the show started about the Wickwood Chronicles, and that series you already have, I think you said 3 books out in it, right? And there will be more. Do you want to tell everybody about that series?
Yeah, so the Wickwood Chronicles are totally different than the shifter books. They start in a town, like not a small town, but not Los Angeles, so a city, but a small city, and they start with a skeptic who teams up with a paranormal investigator, and she wants to out him for being a fraud, and then finds out, hey, he's not a fraud. Spoiler. And it's the 3 books are revolve around the people who work at Liller Investigations. So first, one of the paranormal investigators and the skeptic. The second, so that's Ghost of a Gamble. Ghost of an Enchantment is a witch who works for that company, the Liller Investigations company, and a cop who stumbles along into a very strange world that he has no education to deal with and needs a witch's help. And then the third one, Ghost of a Summoning, is the witch's best friend, and she owns an antique store and comes into the crosshairs of a demon hunter who thinks she's going to start the end of the world. So that's the first 3. It kind of has one story arc, and then the next 3 books in the series, which will start coming out 2023, those will have another story arc, but all set in Wickwood and all having connections to Liller Investigations, the paranormal company. Yeah.
Very cool.
They're steamy too.
And they're typical paranormal romance, so a different couple each time?
Yes, I do like that format. I have yet to write a book or a series that has the same couple over again. I like to have my happy ending after the first book. I'm
right
that way, so that's kind of why I write that way as well. But I do love when they're connected. So you have a little bit of character crossover between all 3 books in the Wickwood Chronicles, and you will also see that in my Golden Lock Ridge Shifter series.
Very nice. And I wanted to ask you why paranormal. I know for me, I'd love to have the added, magic and the super high stakes that the world could end, all that kind of thing. What is your favorite part of writing paranormal?
I think the imaginative quality. I mean, it's not like you can't be imaginative with like contemporary romance, of course,
right.
But I like taking it that extra step and pushing the boundaries. And I find so far what I really like to write is the world that we exist in, and then just that little bit of a push into the unknown. So it's a very familiar world. It's not somewhere that walks around with like elves and fairies and things, which are great because I love reading those kinds of books. But for writing, I like the solid foundation of our world, and then just push it over a little bit into the unknown, into the paranormal.
Right. Yeah. Fine. I like to imagine that maybe these things, I try to make the real parts that are based in our world as real as possible so that it's much easier to suspend your disbelief that, maybe vampires do live in La Jolla. That kind of thing is fun for me.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was going to ask you, our listeners are always really interested in how this writing thing all came together for you. Everybody's writing journey is very different. And, so how did you find your way to getting published?
For getting published, I just wrote to begin with as a hobby. I wasn't really considering publishing. I just kind of had this story circulating in my head, and I would write in notebooks before bed instead of reading, and it was a horrible story, but it started me in the habit of writing every day. And then my good friend was like, you should do NaNoWriMo. And I said, okay. And so that was the first time I'd actually sat down and wrote with the purpose of finishing something. Which I did. And then I still kind of just wrote as a hobby for a couple of years, but would do NaNoWriMo sometimes. And then finally I was like, I should do something with this. I have this itch and it's not going away. And let's see about making this a career, because I do love it. And I've always loved writing. I thought there was some sort of special club you had to belong to be an author, and then I realized, no, that's not true. You can do that. So I about maybe 10 years ago, I decided to learn everything I could about publishing. I started researching agents. I wrote every time I could, and it wasn't until I joined groups. I joined writing groups. I critiqued. I passed with beta readers back and forth, got stronger. And then I went to the RWA conference in New York a couple of years back. I don't even know how many years back. 3 years back? I don't know. Somewhere.
Right.
And, and I walked up to a person I thought was another author just to introduce myself, because I was a newbie and I was energetic. And it turned out to be an editor. And I ended up pitching with her right there. She was asking me about my stuff, and then she said, "Oh, you're writing a ghost story." And I said, "Yes, I am writing I do have a ghost story." And she has to see it, and she is my editor. So it was kind of a funny happenstance. Yeah. But I don't know, kismet, is that what you call it? I don't know, fate, whatever.
Right.
But she's been my editor for the past few years, and we work really well together. And she's the editor on both of these series. So I'm really happy to be with her at City Owl and Mystic Owl. So, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so that was really some serendipity, because usually people, try over and over and over, searching and getting rejections and things, and you were in the right place, the right time with the right person.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that easy. I had, for the previous two years, had been querying other projects. It would just happen to be the right project and the right person at the exact right time. So luck. But before that, I had gotten so many rejections, like any person who knows. Right. But encouraging words from some of the agents and offers to get me to resubmit to them something new or whatever. So it was nice, but also, there is that soul crushing element. It wasn't just easy peasy first time out, but it is still a funny story.
Yeah, that's great. And I was going to ask you if there are any other genres that you're, dreaming about writing, or do you have a book in a box, or is it always paranormal for you?
Excuse me while I choke on my water here.
Oh no.
Pardon me. So the next 3 books are going to have more of a fantasy element to them. So, yeah, that will be a different aspect for me. But, yeah, looking forward to it. I apologize profusely.
Poor thing. There's nothing worse than when it goes down the wrong tube.
No. When you're on live radio, yes. The romance. My next 3 books in the Wickwood Chronicles will have a bit more fantasy. I'm wetting my toes, as it were.
Oh, nice. Are they going to be like high fantasy type things, or?
In a way, yeah. So with the Wickwood Chronicles in the last book, I don't want to do too many spoilers if people want to start at the beginning, but there is a rift between us and another world, and it gets worse. So and it's actually more than one world, and there's kind of like a collision. And I don't want to give away too much, but so one of these worlds is like, hey, what the heck are these Earth people doing? We need to send someone to investigate. And that world is totally Fae. It's a Fae world. So we're going to get a lot of different unusual things on our planet.
Nice. That sounds great. So when well, I guess I want to ask you who inspires you when you are, between books or you're stuck or whatever. Who do you like to read who, really fires you up? You're like, oh my gosh, I got to go back to the keyboard. We always like to add to our to be read list, but do you have anybody who really fires you up?
I read across all genres. I find it's really enriching to broaden my reading. So I love historical romance. One of my favorites would be Lisa Kleypas. Cressy Cole would be a great paranormal one that I love. I also love contemporary, like Colleen Hoover. Also, one of my favorite fantasy ones is Jensen. Oh my God, what's her first name? Bridge Kingdom. Jensen is last name, and I can't. Why am I not? Danielle Jensen. I love her. I'm looking. She's great. I read everything. Like I'll read high fantasy, like Gabrielle Kay. I love him. Patrick Rothfuss. I love him. N.K. Jemisin. Love her. Like I just read everything, and it's there's so many. How can I choose?
I know. Yeah, but that's a great list. Also, I'd throw out there if you like funnier paranormal, I'd throw out Angie Fox. She's fantastic, and I read her. She has like a MASH series where instead of war people, it's all the doctors who fix the paranormal creatures. So a vampire with a broken tooth, and a werewolf who gets his tail severed and needs it sewn back on and stuff like that. Anyway, she's very funny.
Oh yeah,
and
great idea.
And lots of romance and things. But yeah, it's the special doctors that the paranormals have to go to in the human world to get fixed up. And I thought that was really clever. Premise.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I've never even thought about it, but that's true. Where would they go? So anyway, I highly recommend it. I think it's called, I can't remember if it's called the Monster Mash, but something like that. But it's like a MASH unit where they set up and they fix paranormal. But it's really fun. I'm always very inspired because she's very creative.
I'll have to check it out.
Do you have any favorite paranormal shows that you like to binge?
TV.
Yeah.
I've just done the first season of Legion. I guess, does that count? Yeah. It should count. Which was spooky and awesome. And
is it like the movie Legion?
No, it's like a X-Men prequel.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, it's definitely got a spooky element to it. It's really cool though. And then Supernatural. I mean, that's an old school show. I love that.
Right.
And like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like all those ones. They've always been great. The Witcher, does that count? Like, that's more fantasy.
Yes, Witcher totally counts. Oh my goodness, love Witcher.
So love that too. I mix my I mix my fantasy and my sci-fi. Like I love both. So. Right.
I think those all count as paranormal. Anything that's not like real. But have you watched? I think it's a Hulu show, Fort Salem. It's really good.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you should watch that. It's like where the witches who were in Salem it's alternate history. So it's like the women in Salem who were witches really were witches and made a deal with the fledgling, revolution to help the U.S. win their freedom from England. And anyway, so now they're a big girls who are still born as witches go report for, it's like a draft, and they all go to Fort Salem. And anyway, it's really fantastic, but I'm waiting for the next season of that. But it's called Fort Salem. That one's really good. And
I'll have to check it out.
And if you like time travel and superhero skills and things, Umbrella Academy on Netflix is
I've
amazing.
Seen that one. Yes.
Yeah,
that one
love
really
that
good
one.
Too. Yeah.
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 Fun. All those things always get me pumped up to get back to the computer because I'm like, oh my God, that's so creative.
Yes. I find TV does actually spur a lot of juices. Even like my kids like to watch stuff like Kipo and Dragon Prince and that sort of thing, and it can definitely spur the juices for the writing. Like, that'd be a great idea.
Right.
It's in like an element. I'm not saying like exactly like it, but an element of something that you see. Yeah, and then that's the same with reading too. I actually just had an idea for a new series the other day. I was reading and I'm like, I need to write that one down. My phone is full of little notes of things I could write in the future. It's a lot. There's a lot of notes.
It's funny when I talk to non-writers, they're always going, what do you have to do to get more ideas? And what if you run out? And I always think, the ideas never run out. I just need to write the books faster.
Yes. Yeah. I agree. I sometimes go into my old notes and I'm like, I don't even know where this idea came from, but it's fantastic. Right? Like I don't even remember half the things I write. So, they do not stop
me.
The ideas. Yeah. I need to clone myself, and then I can write 4 things at once. That's about where I'm at right now.
Yeah, there we go. Well, we're quickly running out of time, but can you tell everybody how they can get in touch with you if they read your books and they're excited? Are you on social media, or how do they get in touch?
I am. My website is jemcdonald.net, and I also have a Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram account. All of those are under JEM. McDonald, J.E. McDonald, S.K. S.K. is for Saskatchewan. Woo! I think that's across the board. I think that's what I use, J.E. McDonald, S.K. And Facebook. So anywhere.
Perfect.
Basically.
Yay! Well, thanks so much for being with us today. It was great having you on, and good luck with Captive Wilderness. Everybody go and pre-order, and Wickwood Chronicles are out now, so you can find them. Wickwood Chronicles is wide, right? They can find it on all the retailers? Okay, well, everybody get out there and get reading. Thanks so much for being here, J.E. It was great meeting you.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for joining us on Booklights. Be sure to connect with us at www.readersentertainment.com for articles, blogs, videos, and podcasts that matter to readers.